Hey everyone, how are we today? Just doing a quick all signs reading today. We are going to be uncovering some secrets today, okay? So looking for the hidden truth behind love for you, whether you want to interpret that as more so to do with your person and secrets that they are keeping, or just what's being hidden from you in love in general. Take it as it resonates. I do want to shout out Sal0727, one of my awesome subscribers, definitely commenting a lot. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the topic suggestion. I will actually be doing this in a few different interpretations as well. Okay, Sal actually commented the topic suggestion of what you don't see coming. All right, so today we're going to be looking at that in the interpretation of what's being hidden from you in love. All right, what your person is hiding from you when it comes to love situations. All right, I will also be doing the theme of secrets for our shadow work this month, so keep an eye out for that one. That will be not tomorrow but the next day, the 1st of February, for the full moon. We will have that shadow work uncovering some of the secrets from deep within yourself. All right, and then I may even follow that up with a more sort of general what you don't see coming, as in surprises on the way, later in the week as well. So thank you so much for the suggestion, Sal. I hope you enjoy the varied interpretations of that. All right, but make sure you all are subscribing to the channel. You're more than welcome to comment and leave topic suggestions. I love taking those on board and seeing if I can interpret them in unique kind of ways for you guys, as well as the most obvious ways as well. Today we are going to be using the Hidden Truth Love Oracle. Okay, and I do have the Seeker's Lenormand as well. So this particular deck, it is a part of a trilogy of decks. There is an oracle deck that does go with this called the Earthbound Oracle, as well as the Wooden Tarot. So it's a kind of a trilogy of decks there. But today we are just using the Lenormand version, which is the Seeker's Lenormand. Okay, so I have the Oracle, but I don't actually have the Wooden Tarot, so probably something I should try to get in the future, so that I've got the whole set, yeah? And then I can sort of maybe do some readings with the whole set. I might have to add that to my Amazon wish list for those of you who have been asking about the Amazon wish list. It's in the description box. Same with all the timestamps, all the other info, if you're wanting a personal reading, all that sort of stuff as well. We will be starting off with Aries and working our way through. Okay. So, Aries, what's being hidden in love from our Aries? Aries energy, please. What's being hidden in love from Aries? Okay, Aries, I bury myself in work to forget you. All right. So for some of you, that is you as well. Quite often I get mirroring energies with a lot of the love stuff. So I feel like this is actually both of you trying to focus on anything else that you can other than love right now. So you may be burying your head in the sand underneath a pile of work. And I feel as though your person is doing the same thing. They're just trying to keep themselves occupied, to forget you, Aries. They are trying to, I feel like for a lot of you, it's got more to do with the emotions that were brought up between the two of you. So they're trying to, forget the way that certain things made them feel. So whether they were positive things, or negative things, they're trying to sort of forget you and the way that you made them feel. All right, Aries, I am afraid to contact you as well. So that's sort of coming through there, feeling as though, there's this, it's not even that they're afraid to contact you. It's more that they're trying, once again, they're trying to forget you. They're trying to not contact you for, there's a reason behind it, kind of thing. For a lot of you, they may feel as though it's up to you to contact them, or those sorts of things as well. But you know, with that coming through as the message that they're afraid to contact you, it's like they don't know how, you know, they're afraid more so of how you would react, or how you would treat them contacting you. They're kind of, it's kind of like they don't want to contact you just to be left on red, or something along those lines, Aries. It feels like it's the energy of not wanting to put into this connection. You know, some of you, I feel like they feel as though they've already put too much in, and it's kind of your turn to put in some of the work, kind of thing. For others of you, they feel as though Aries will just, you know, fly off the handle if they hear from me, that kind of thing. What's being hidden from Aries in love? What's being hidden from Aries in love, please? Firstly, we have the ship coming through here, Aries. This is kind of like the travel or the distance, or, you know, the ship does talk about the travel and the distance kind of stuff. It talks about starting a brand new adventure. For some of you, what's being hidden from you is that you have the ability to embark on a new journey here, that you have the ability to close any distance that may be there for you in love. And for some reason that's been hidden from you, and all you see is distance, rather than seeing the potential to, you know, close that distance in a new kind of a way. Because with the energy there of the starting a new journey, I feel like that's what's making this seem like there is only distance, is that it needs to be a new journey. It can't be, you know, traveling the same road and expecting it to work, kind of thing. So, and for some of you, what's being hidden here is that you actually need to travel. It's kind of like travel further outside your radius for love. All right. So for some of you, you may be looking for something convenient, something close to you in distance. Whereas maybe if you went, like, because it keeps showing me like, pardon, on the on all the apps, you've always got the distance, set the distance of the people that you're wanting to match with, kind of thing. And it's kind of like extend your radius. So if you've got, you know, 50 kilometers or miles as your radius, maybe extend that to 75 or 100, and then you might meet someone when it comes to love. So that's why they're being hidden from you, because they're just sort of maybe outside the radius of your, what you're looking at, kind of thing. It's kind of like you're trying to find love in your local neighborhood, but maybe the person is just a little bit further than that. Okay. What's also being hidden here, we have the fish. Okay, so there does seem to be some material blockages with when it comes to love. So for some of you, you know, I actually kind of feel like, sorry to call you out here, Aries, but I do feel like this might be you. You're creating a little bit of, you know, love has to have certain material requirements. So you're kind of looking for someone that fits certain boxes, or you're kind of saying to yourself, oh, well, you know, I don't want to date that person because they're not financially independent enough, or, you know, they don't have enough, they don't have a nice enough house or a nice enough car for me, kind of thing. So, you know, you maybe are limiting yourself a little bit when it comes to the material aspects of love, a little bit there as well, especially too, because when it comes to material stuff, the looks is coming through as well, that you're kind of maybe being very materialistic, as in, you know, my person has to look a certain way, but the person that is perfectly suited to you may just look a little bit different to what you think is socially acceptable, or something along those lines. They may be a little bit shorter than what you are, you know, presuming your perfect ideal partner is. They may be, you know, thinner or larger than your ideal partner would imagine they are. So maybe there's something about looks coming through for some of you there as well. You know, maybe dress differently to how you would imagine, that kind of thing. So those sorts of things are coming through as material things that are being hidden from you, that and there's also something here too about for some of you who are already dealing with somebody, there is something coming through about hiding money on traveling, kind of thing, that someone's maybe spent more money on travel than they've let on, or that there's something about money and travel, the combination of money and travel, that is being hidden from you there. So it's not really wanting to be very clear on that. It's just wanting me to sort of touch on that for those of you who are already in a connection with somebody. We do see the lily coming through as well. So there is an emotional connection and vulnerability that's being hidden from you when it comes to love as well here, Aries. So, the potential for longevity, because you're focusing so much, it seems to be on the material stuff. You're not focusing on the longevity and the growing old together, and the emotional connection that you have with people, rather than, the checklist kind of thing. So it's coming through in that sort of sense as well, that's being hidden from you, the closeness, the emotional, like the raw energy between you and somebody, the emotional vulnerabilities being shared between yourself and somebody. It's, the lily really is the difference between, having sex and making love, and so that aspect of it, the making love aspect of it, that's being hidden from you right now. So you're focusing so much on the physical, on the material attributes, that you're missing that deeper connection here. So there's just something about that, and it's definitely something about, the growing old together, that you're, that aspect's being hidden from you a little bit here. You're kind of focusing a little bit on the what suits me right here, right now with love, rather than someone that I can grow old with. And it may be, vice versa as well. It could definitely be, that the person is hiding their potential long-term goals from you. And that they may be different from yours. It's kind of, things like, you may want children and they don't, and those sorts of long-term, goals that need to be shared, that are pretty important to be shared, rather than, you know, set aside because of the here and the now, if that makes sense, Aries. So that's what we've got coming through for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, cross-watch a specific person's placements, subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus, what's being hidden from you in love? Taurus, what's being hidden from our Taurus when it comes to love, please? Taurus, we need to let each other go, but I love you. All right, so this is what's being hidden from you. How much somebody is fighting this. They're in this like constant conflict with themselves. It's like, it's kind of a bit like, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, I love you. I need to let you go. I need to get over you, but oh, I love you. But I need to get over this. I need to let go. But I love you. And the love you is holding on, and then the let go, and the hold on, and the let go. So there's a little bit of hot and cold energy, but it feels like it's more to do with like them being in conflict over you, to be honest. It feels like for a lot of you too, this is something, not a recent thing. So it's kind of like I need to let go of Taurus because, it's been so long, is coming through, but they still love you kind of thing. So it's like, I still love Taurus. Why do I love Taurus? I need to let go of this kind of thing. Taurus, what's being hidden from Taurus when it comes to love? So you may be experiencing very hot, cold energy from somebody here, because, 1 second it's like they want nothing to do with you, and then the next second it's like, but come back. We see the mountain coming through first here. Some of you may be dealing with a Capricorn or a Libra. Oh, no, that's Pisces, actually. Libra or Pisces. Capricorn or Pisces. But the mountain here, it really shows us that there's a lot of blockages and a lot of obstacles that are being hidden from you here. Someone's kind of like, but it's so easy for me and you to be together, Taurus, but they're not actually telling you about all these blockages that would actually stand in the way of you and them being together. So, that there would be a lot of actual hard work and delays. I am picking up for someone here, it's to do with their family. It's kind of like, I don't know why it's telling me that specifically, but it's kind of that example of, oh, Taurus, it would be so easy to be together, because I love you. But then it's like, oh, but, everyone around me doesn't want me to be with you, Taurus. And I'm not telling you that part of the story because, I'm trying to secure you before I, bring up all these obstacles that would be in our way. We do see the book coming through here as well. That does sort of bring to mind here, especially with the obstacles there as well, that there is something being hidden from you directly. This is like a secret or something unknown that actually does create a lot of blockages, a lot of obstacles between yourself and this person, and they're not sharing that information with you. So there's something that you possibly might learn in the near future about, like that example that, oh, but their mum hates me kind of thing. So that in itself would be a huge blockage, that kind of thing. So there's some sort of secret that they are holding on to, but that secret is just that this would not be easy. There would be a lot of hard work needed to be done in order to actually be together. It's kind of like they're just trying to get you and then worry about the blockages after that, but trying to pretend like there's no blockages. So it's a bit random, but I do feel for a lot of you are going to find that out. We have the Rider here. Okay, so regardless of how long it's been since you've had this person around your energy, they are on their way towards you, kind of saying, oh, good news, I've cleared up this blockage. But they had never told you about that blockage. It's like they're coming towards you and saying, oh, I got my mum on board with us being together, Taurus. And you were like, hang on, wait, your mum doesn't like me? What? And it's like, that's news to me. Like, that's me, you learn something big out, but they're trying to present it in a way that it's like, we can be together now, Taurus. Now that my mum's on board, we can be together. And you're like, what? I didn't even know that your mum was not on board. Like, what? But I do feel there's a lot of hesitancy from you anyway, Taurus. I feel as though you kind of are not interested in this person anymore anyway. I feel like this is just all coming from them, that this is all them being like, Taurus, it would be so easy for us to be together. But it's kind of like they haven't got your permission. They haven't got you on board. So they're coming to you going, oh, my mum's on board with us being together, so now we can be together, Taurus. And you're like, yeah, but like, who said I wanted to be with you? Like, I feel as though you're not really interested in that person, to be honest, Taurus. You may want to cross-watch their placements, and if you know who that is, and see what's going on their end of things, but or check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Geminis. Okay. Gemini, what is being hidden from you with love? Okay, Gemini, what's being hidden from our Geminis in love, please? I lost myself for a little while, as well as I regret lying to you. I'm hearing the phrase rebel without a cause. But I'm also picking up strongly that this person, like when it says I lost myself for a little while, it's kind of telling me that they lost themselves in an addiction, to be honest. It's that's the energy I keep getting here, is that they've lost themselves in some sort of an addiction. For some of you, it was actual, drug or alcohol addiction, whereas for others of you, it's like an addiction to being a player. That's coming through as well. And they regret lying to you because they know that, they put whatever this addiction was, they put that over their connection with you, Gemini. What's being hidden from Gemini in love? What's being hidden from our Geminis in love? For a lot of you, that lying to you had something to do about the safety and security that they were able to provide. We have the home coming through here first. So this is kind of, yeah, something about their stability or their security that they will be able to provide themselves, as well as this connection in you, Gemini. So once again, it brings to mind those, those addictive things that they were not emotionally stable, and they were kind of lying to you and saying, oh yeah, I'm totally emotionally stable. I'm totally mentally fine. I'm totally secure. And I'm picking up a strong financial thing there as well. They're kind of saying, oh yeah, I've got this, I'm totally secure. Nothing's changing in my life. But then, you maybe found out that they lied to you, because next thing you know, you found out they weren't paying their rent, or, their house got foreclosed on or something like that, So they were kind of lying to you about their actual how financially secure they were, how emotionally stable they were, something along those lines. We do see the crossroads and the letter coming through next. So it's kind of like they are going to be making this decision to express something to you, express themselves to you, communicate with you. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is someone, they lost themselves for a little while, and then they're, we're reaching a point where they're about to reach out to you in some kind of a way, try to communicate with you, try to communicate and get you to understand why they lied, or ask for forgiveness, those sorts of things. They do seem to be making a conscious choice to communicate with you in the near future. So that may actually expose some more of this hidden stuff that you maybe haven't become fully aware of, but maybe they're admitting the lie. Some of you don't know that they actually lied about that, and they maybe are coming to you to express, oh, I'm in trouble. I've got no house to live in now. I lied and told you I was financially stable, and I actually wasn't paying rent. So they're coming to you and communicating with you, to maybe ask forgiveness, to tell you that they were lying to you in some kind of a way there, Gemini. But you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Cancers. Okay. Cancer. What's being hidden from Cancer in love? What's been hidden from Cancer when it comes to love, please? Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. I wonder if you are happy without me. This is definitely the energy of somebody who, they're trying to hide how much they can't get you off their head, kind of thing. Living in their head rent-free, Cancer. They do, it's kind of like they, I wonder if you're happy without me, but I'm also like, I'm thinking about whether you are thinking about me, and it's really like, it's kind of this overthinking kind of energy coming through from this person. That's probably why they're sometimes staying awake thinking about you, thinking about what can I do to because I feel like this person isn't happy without you in their life, Cancer. That's the focus is on you, basically. The focus is you, that they can't stop thinking about you. So, why are they not thinking about themselves is coming through here. Cancer, what's being hidden from Cancer in love? What's being hidden from Cancer in love? Had one flying out there as well, Cancer. Oh, that was the letter that flew on out there. which is very interesting because that's the card of communication and, expressing themselves. So it's actually kind of showing me that there's some sort of communication or expression of something that they didn't express. It feels like this is a non-communication in that sense, that's what's been hidden, that they didn't communicate their true desires and wishes. We have the star coming through here as well. They didn't communicate with you that their goals, their wishes, their dreams of you. And they feel as though they've betrayed themselves and they've betrayed you. They've deceived you in some kind of a way, that they didn't, fully express what they actually wished for with you. That I feel like for a lot of you, it's pretty much along the lines of, Cancer, I wish for you. You're the one that I dream of. You're the dream come true, Cancer. And I never expressed that to you. And, it feels like I expressed to you more so the physical passion and the sexual desire, but that was a betrayal of the truth. That was an illusion. It was just, the mask covering how actually deep I did feel about you here, Cancer, because you were, now I'm hearing that Backstreet Boys song. You are my fire, the one desire. And they feel as though they showed you in a very physical, passion way, intimacy kind of way, how much they wanted you, but they didn't actually show you how much more that meant. And they didn't actually express to you that, you're the one kind of thing. And this is definitely, that's why sometimes they stay awake thinking about you, because they're out. It's like they're staying up late at night looking for shooting stars to wish upon that. Oh, I just wish for Cancer. If that makes sense. Like, that's what that feels like to me. But that's what's coming through for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Leos. Okay. Leo, what is being hidden from our Leos? With love, please. What's being hidden from Leo in love? Okay, Leo. I am starting to understand our connection. I am grateful for the spiritual lessons. So this person is actually starting to understand that there was a lot more to this connection on a spiritual level than what they initially gave credit for with this connection. And they're finally starting to understand the depth of this connection, as well as, how much they needed that, because there were certain things that they learnt about from you when it comes to love, that, they never would have grown and healed those things if it wasn't for you, Leo. Leo, what's being hidden from Leo when it comes to love? But it's kind of like this person is trying to hide the fact that they needed to grow, they needed to mature, they needed to heal. They're trying to keep that secret for sure. All right, they definitely are, because the first card we've got is the Book, which is the card of secrets. It's the card of the unknown. It's the card of lessons. All right, so this person definitely had lessons they needed to learn, whether that be spiritual lessons or otherwise, just sort of some maturity as well. I kind of feel for a lot of you that they're slowly starting to understand that, but for some reason they're still trying to hide the fact that they needed to grow, they needed to mature. I'm getting this energy of this person, trying to act like all worldly, like they already knew it all. And so they're trying to hide the fact that they learnt something, that they have had to grow and change because, you prompted some sort of lesson, in them that pushed them into self-growth. And it's kind of like there's a big part of them, though, that is trying to hide that they even needed to grow. They're kind of being like, oh, no, it feels like they're just trying to sort of say, no, I was always right. And I didn't, I didn't need to grow, but they're starting to understand that they did. They did. They are still trying to hide it though. We have the stork coming through there, as well as the scythe. All right, so we do see that they are trying to come up with, new perspectives and new ideas. These lessons that they've been learning, it has been giving them a little bit of a different perspective on how things went down between yourself and them, Leo, or are still going down for some of you there. But they're trying to come up with new ideas on how to, break free and make the changes that they know they need to make. They're sort of still in that like struggle point where they're starting to understand the lessons, but they're still trying to find the next step where they can actually start to change and grow, if that kind of makes sense. They're starting to understand that they need to learn these lessons and they can't stop hiding from this, and they need to break free and cut out certain behaviors or ways of thinking. It's like this person had some ideas on how relationships worked, that they're now learning that didn't work. So how do I break free of that sort of attitude and move into a new attitude towards love? So they're slowly getting there. It's going to be a little bit longer, I feel, here, that they will make these changes, but they will be very, there's something about this that stirs up a bit of their impulsivity as well. It's because, that some of you, I feel like some of you, this person may make very sudden, drastic changes in their life because they are learning and they are changing, getting ideas on how to change and grow and heal. Some of them may actually make quite drastic changes in their lives, like very suddenly they, cut certain people out of their life or cut certain behaviors out and those sorts of things as well. It's kind of like, for some reason, I'm getting the example of, like somebody who is suddenly vegan, and they cut meat out of their life very, very suddenly. And it's kind of like, it appears like it's for no apparent reason. But the reason is that, it's like maybe you're a vegan or something, or maybe you've had a conversation about veganism and stuff like that. And they're trying to make these sudden changes to kind of stir up new possibilities. It does feel like they are trying to sort of make these changes specifically connected to you. All right. So it's like, Leo said something to me months ago about, about veganism. And so all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, maybe if I try becoming a vegan, all of a sudden Leo will want a bar of me again, that kind of thing. So those sorts of things are coming through for that person. It's kind of this energy though of like, they are still learning. All right. They're trying to act like they know it all, but they are really still learning. And it feels like it's going to take a little bit of time before they get to a point where they can actually stop pretending that they know it all already and that it's all about themselves, because it's not. They're doing these things for you, it feels. So, it's just like they're trying different things and seeing what sticks and that sort of thing. But it may take a little bit longer, I feel, for this person to actually make these changes in a real kind of a way, if that makes sense. All right. But you're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Virgos. Okay. Virgo, what's being hidden from love? Virgo, what's being hidden from Virgo when it comes to love? I am grateful for the spiritual lesson, Virgo. I left you before you could leave me. This is this is interesting, Virgo, because I am picking up an energy here on no matter how you feel about this person, if things had have been differently, like happened differently, it honestly would have only been a matter of time before you realized that you didn't want to be with this person. All right. I feel like for some of you, you still think that you still want to be with this person, but they left before you could leave them. You were going to leave them at some point. All right. And it's kind of feels like because they left you, like, you know, whether they actually left or not, the energy of that, right? Because they've pulled away their energy first, it hasn't actually given you the opportunity to get to that natural point yourself, which, you know, if things had have been different, you would have. Okay. They are grateful for the spiritual lessons. I feel like they learned so much from being with you, Virgo, from being in your life, being in your energy, being around you. They learned so much about themselves and about trust and about, you know, what love actually means to them. And I feel like for a lot of you, they messed up big time too. And that's part of why I left you before you could leave me. Regardless of how it actually, you know, happened, I feel like this person, they screwed up big time. So they left you energy-wise before you could go and do that. I do feel like for a lot of you, this person cheated on you. I'm picking up that energy very strongly here, Virgo. And they knew it was only a matter of time before they got caught out or before you picked up on that energy and went and did that yourself. You know, it was kind of I hate to say it, Virgo, but this was destined to not work. It was destined to be a karmic situation, I feel, for a lot of you here. What's being hidden from Virgo when it comes to love? Masculine energy coming through first, Virgo. So yes, that was a choice. That was a choice they made. They removed their emotions long before the relationship ended. I feel the emotions were removed. They were maybe even controlling in a lot of ways towards you. It was kind of like they were off on their own, but they were isolating themselves already. They isolated themselves, their energy from the situation already. We have the Tower coming through there. Emotionally isolated themselves from you long before the situation was over. And, you know, they maybe even were seeing other people, going out and meeting other people. We have the Garden there as well. So once again, I am picking up very strongly that for a lot of you, this person cheated on you. And if they didn't cheat on you, they were looking at cheating on you. They were meeting other people or looking to meet other people. With the Garden there, they were like, and there's something there too about with the Garden. That's the card of, you know, meeting up with people, but it can also quite often talk about meeting up with friends and things like that. So I'm picking up on that phrasing of, you know, bros before hoes or whatever, you know, that kind of energy, regardless of the genders. All right, so they were like more interested in spending time with friends and spending time with other people than what they were with you. They were, you know, social, but from you. They were isolating themselves emotionally from you, but they were getting out and being very, very sociable and getting out there and spending a lot of time with other people. I'm not going to lie, I do feel like because of the spiritual lesson that this person learnt from being with you, Virgo, and then as well as that Tower, I do feel as though there's something about the foundation of this person that is cracked. You know, this is like we see the big quartz crystal here, but I'm kind of getting a crack that there's something in the foundation of this person, the core of this person. There was a crack that they actually needed to find themselves and become whole within themselves, and they weren't able to do that with you, because can't really rely on somebody else to make you whole and put your broken pieces back together. But I feel like that's something that happened a long time before you ever happened in their life, that there was something just fundamentally, I hate to say broken about this person, but that there was maybe some traumas or some issues that this person had deep down to their core, that it was never your job to fix that. And even though you may have tried, it's their foundation. It was the foundation of them and their own self, that led to a lot of the issues for you here, Virgo. And this is why maybe that in the separation of you and this person, it feels like they actually started to repair themselves because of those spiritual lessons. And it's like, if they had never have met you, Virgo, maybe they never would have been able to repair what was broken. But they couldn't do it with you, unfortunately. So I'm just getting a very deep kind of message here from this person's energy, that there was just something like that was not your fault at all, Virgo, about this person that was kind of, like I said, I don't like to use the phrasing fundamentally broken or fundamentally flawed about this person, but that's what's coming through. And I feel like a lot of you are aware of that already, that maybe this person did have some trauma issues or something about the way that they looked at the world or the way that they treated people, from the word go, that you tried to help them fix that, but it wasn't your job to do that. They had to do that for themselves. But if nothing else, at least by meeting you, they then became able to fix that. So I feel like moving forward in the future, this person is now whole, is now not suffering from that crack anymore. They've done the work to fix that. I do feel as though they've done the work to fix that, but there is a very strong destined energy here that this was all how it was supposed to happen, Virgo. It just sort of, it's kind of shit, because it's like, where does that leave you? I'm sorry. Maybe cross-watch this person's placements, to see, the other sort of side of the story, if that makes sense, or check out your moon placement, Virgo, because we are so close to that full moon now. Maybe there's a bit of extra info for you in that. But it wasn't your fault, Virgo. It was something to do with this person. And that, I feel like that was a part of this person before they ever met you. And if nothing else, knowing you helped them fix that themselves. So, if nothing else, but that's what we've got for you. You're more than welcome to check those other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Libra. Okay, Libra, what's being hidden from you in love? Whoa, obviously that one flying on out there. Okay, Libra, what's being hidden from Libra in love, please? My life is not as together as it seems. We will be together again. Okay, so there is this energy of someone, wanting to be with you again, obviously, but their life is not as together as it seems. To be completely honest, this doesn't actually feel as love related, as more just I'm getting partnership in some way. So for some of you, this may be a connection that was some sort of a partnership, as well, or maybe it was, a combination of the both. But they're it's kind of like they're holding it together. They are trying to put on a good front that everything is great, everything is fine, but it's not. It's not. They're struggling. They're struggling. Okay. But they do have a lot of faith in reconnection with you. It's kind of like they're wanting to sort their life out, and make it as good as they're trying to make it seem before they actually reconnect with you fully. Libra, what's being hidden from Libra in love, please? Yeah, okay. So for a lot of you, it's got to do with the money, the material stuff. I'm definitely picking up on this, partnership type thing. So it's like, maybe there was some sort of business relationship between you and this person. For some of you, it may have even been your boss. We do see the bear and then the tower coming through next. So this is definitely a material connection, or it started as a material connection in some way. They feel as though they need to, I'm picking up strongly Leo energy here as well. I do have the Gemini card there as well, but I'm getting strong Leo energy from this person, as in, they're putting on this great mask of how great their life is, but underneath the surface, that's not the full extent of the story. There may have been they may be having a lot of money issues with that fish coming through. I am also picking up that for some of you, this person has kind of accused you of using them for their money, but it wasn't that they don't want to provide for you. It was that they didn't want you to find out that they don't have the money to do, to provide for you in the way that they want to. So it's a bit of a interesting energy there, because it's like that projection kind of thing. Like, I feel like this person put on a great show about how they want to be your protector, they want to be your provider, but then kind of like accused you of, oh, you only want me for my money. But it was actually a cover kind of thing, because they can't actually provide the way that they want to. They felt that they needed to protect what they had, and those sorts of things. They may be having a lot of legal issues as well. I'm kind of getting this energy of like a business partnership that you maybe didn't know that this person was having legal problems, money problems, those sorts of things. They're kind of like isolating themselves a fair bit as well, I feel. It's kind of like this energy of like, if I push Libra away, they won't find out the truth kind of thing, that I haven't really got it all together. I might act all strong and confident and like I'm the boss, but that's not actually the truth. That's part of the act that I'm putting on. I need to work on strengthening my own foundations. So I do feel as though for a lot of you, this is definitely money issues that is being hidden. Legal issues even. Quite often the two are tied together as well, right? So there's definitely something under the surface along those lines that's being hidden from you. But they do seem to kind of feel as like they've got it. It feels like they've got it in their mind that as soon as I sort out all my problems, then I'll run back to Leo, and Leo will take me back without any. Not Leo, goodness, Libra will take me back. So you may definitely be, it may be something to do with a Leo for sure. I have mentioned the Leo energy a few times with this person, or maybe you have strong Leo placements as well. But maybe something happened in Leo season. Maybe that's when they're coming back around again, because they do seem to feel like, I just got to sort myself out, and then I'll approach Libra, and then we can, pick up where we left off kind of thing. So it's very interesting. But I do feel for a lot of you, it's pure and simple. They're hiding money problems that they're hiding from you. Okay, Libra. So that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move over to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. What's being hidden from Scorpio in love? What's being hidden from our Scorpios in love, please? Some of you may be on the cusp, pardon, of Libra and Scorpio. Libra just had this same card for their person. My life is not as together as it seems. So they might be trying to, hold it together. There's a lot more going on under the surface in this person's life than they're letting on. We also have, I wish I had treated you better. So that they know that they messed up. There's something where they know that they messed up with the way that they treated you or treated this connection or something along those lines. I do feel for a lot of you, they wish they had treated you better by telling you the truth of what was going on under the surface. All right, that they may have acted a certain way, but it was kind of a cover for the truth of what was going on, whether it be for them emotionally or just under the surface in their life somehow. Scorpio, what's being hidden from Scorpio when it comes to love? Okay, so relatively simple here for a lot of you, Scorpio. We have the flowers and the mouse coming through first there. So for a lot of you, what was being hidden or what was under the surface here is that this person was still giving a lot of time, love, energy, money to something from the past. All right. So they were still giving to the past rather than focusing on, the present and the future. They were still giving to the past quite heavily. And that feels as though it was unknown to you. So for some of them, they were giving a lot of time and energy and love to something that was already lost to them in the past, like an ex kind of thing. For others of you, I am picking up child support issues, that they were giving money to a past person because, child support type stuff, and they weren't letting on that that was actually, making the difference between them being the version of their life that they were presenting as to the truth of the matter. Whereas, on a material kind of level, they maybe didn't have as much money as they were making out that they did. They would talk about maybe, oh, I earn all this money, but then like a lot of it was going towards child support. So even though they earn all that money, they don't actually have all that money. For some of you, this is like they were giving, because the mice does sometimes talk about, stress and things that, it's like taking from us in a way. I feel like for some of you that may have actually been like some sort of addiction issue that they were giving to. And that was going on under the surface that you weren't aware of, Scorpio. We do see the stork coming through as well. So this has really stirred something up in them that I wish that I had have treated you better, Scorpio. This has really stirred something up in them to try to come up with new ideas and new perspectives on how to actually move forward and how to actually, rid themselves of this past stuff. I do feel as though, it's kind of like something, it's kind of giving the shit hit the fan with whatever this was that they were giving to in the past or receiving from in the past. Because in some cases here, this is like they were still spending a lot of time and energy on an ex who was, giving them something. So something maybe. But it really does feel with that stalk that, the shit hit the fan, and that has now come to an end. And they're now trying to stir themselves up into new energy and get moving again. And So it does feel like whatever that is over and done with. I feel like they're moving into this new energy where they're sort of just finding their feet again. I feel, stirring up things in a good way, trying to find new ideas on how to move forward and get new energy stirred up in their life. So I do feel as though they are kind of going through a bit of a transitional phase right now where they are, whatever was going on under the surface has now come to an end, and they're sort of stirring up the new now and trying to move forward. So time shall tell on that one, I think, Scorpio, as to where they go with that. But whatever it was under the surface, it feels like that is now sort of over and done with, and definitely in the past now, definitely. But that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, cross-watch your person's placements. We will move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what's being hidden in love from our Sagittarius, please? What's being hidden from Sagittarius when it comes to love? I wish I could take back my words. I know I messed up everything. This person's feeling a lot of guilt, sadness, shame even. They know that it was their fault, Sagittarius. Whatever's happened here, they know that's what they're hiding, though. I feel like this is what they're hiding, though, that they know that it's their own fault. They're like, to you, they're not taking responsibility. But deep down, they know. They know that they need to. They know that they're the ones that messed up. I feel like for a lot of them, they're blaming it on you. And that's why they're wishing they could take back those words. Because the words, it feels like the words are that it's all your fault, Sagittarius. You're the one. You did this, Sagittarius. But deep down, they know that it was actually them. And, that they are the ones that messed it up. Sagittarius, what's been hidden from Sagittarius in love? Firstly, we have the crossroads. All right. So this person is, really starting to try to make better choices, try to make better decisions, and deciding to take actual responsibility for what they've done. We do see the snake coming through next, followed by the letter. Okay, so with the letter, we do see, an expression here, a communication of, I deceived you, I betrayed you, I was the snake in the grass the whole time. I blamed it on you, but I know that it was me. I was the one that messed up. I deceived you in some way by trying to put it all on you. So it does appear that this person is choosing to own up and start taking personal responsibility. They will be communicating with you or expressing to you. I do feel that, but that's also, I want to take back my words because my words were deceptive. I blamed it all on you. Like I really keep getting the same messages coming through here that, they know that they, deceived you by putting the blame on you, and that they created this illusion that it was all because of something that you did, whereas they actually know that the truth is that it was them. And so this does actually feel like the choice to take ownership of that, and to, even if they can only admit it to themselves at first, it is, they are starting to express that a little bit more, even just to themselves, that, okay, I am the one that did it. I'm the one that messed up. Sagittarius copped it, but I know it was me. So I feel like it's a little bit too late, though, to be honest, Sagittarius. It does feel like it's too late. They can't take that back. That's why they want to take it back, because they know that they cannot. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like you won't forgive or forget that. You may forgive it, but you won't forget that they've done that. or said that or blamed you kind of thing. It's one of those things where I feel like it's going to take a lot of work to actually get your forgiveness. And some of you may not ever give it. So it's up to you guys, I suppose. But that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel. And we will move on over to our Capricorns. Okay. Capricorn, what's being hidden from you in love? What's being hidden from the Capricorns when it comes to love? I wish I could share my good news with you. They want to talk to you, Capricorn. I'm starting to understand our connection. I'm kind of picking up here, Capricorn, on your behalf. You're kind of like starting to. Is that all? Starting to? Maybe needing to take bigger steps than that. Capricorn, what's being hidden when it comes to love from Capricorn? What's being hidden from Capricorn when it comes to love? Hiding that they want to share their good news with you. I'm picking up there, Capricorn, that they're hiding their good news from you because they know that it's all about them. If that makes sense, that they want to share their good news with you, but there's something about they know that it's all about them. And if they do that, it would be all about them rather than about you or this connection. Because look, they know that they've deceived you, betrayed you in some kind of big way, created an illusion that they couldn't fulfill. We have the snake here first. For some of you, it may be a Scorpio. They knew that they were a snake. They knew that they were being sneaky or calculating or, moving in ways which were, not from A to B. They were sneaking around, finding other ways around things, being a little bit sneaky, calculated with the way that they were moving. A little bit deceptive and like there was a deception or a betrayal, Capricorn. An illusion that they created. But do you know what's interesting is it's telling me that they betrayed themselves just as much as they betrayed you. They deceived themselves. So it's kind of like whatever the illusion was that they created, the deception was that they created. Like it doesn't feel like an actual, like a lie deception or a out and out betrayal as such. It's like it was a more emotional thing rather than a actual betrayal. They betrayed maybe your trust in some other way that, I'm not picking up on like cheating, for example, okay? Picking up on more like they deceived themselves just as much as they deceived you. It's kind of more along the lines of they told you that they didn't want a relationship, Capricorn, and so we parted ways kind of thing. And they're starting to realize now that they were lying to themselves just as much, that they actually did want a relationship, but they said that they didn't. And so it betrayed themselves just as much as it betrayed you. They're hiding a lot of this anchor and whip. They're stuck in their loops of self-punishment, fighting themselves. They're very held back. They're holding back because they're punishing themselves. They're holding back because they are, arguing with themselves, fighting themselves. That's why they keep betraying themselves, because they know deep down that there's this connection with you, because they're starting to understand it, starting to understand that connection. But they're fighting themselves. They're in just so much inner turmoil, just inner conflict with themselves. It's holding them back. That's all that they know. It's kind of like, this is very reliable, dependable energy. The only thing they can depend on is tension and drama and fighting. And maybe that's what the deception, the betrayal was, that they made a fight with you, Capricorn, and ended up betraying themselves just as much as they betrayed you, because that's the only way that they know. That's the only thing that they know that they can depend on in this life, is this energy of constant conflict and punishing themselves. I feel like this person does still need a lot of growth to deal with that, to get themselves out of that, because they're very stuck in that. It feels like they're still stuck in that. Some of you may know about some of that inner drama, inner turmoil that they put themselves in, that they beat themselves up over. There's a lot of growth that this person still needs. They're trying to hide it. I feel like this person is trying to act like, I'm fine, everything's great. On the bottom of the deck, Capricorn, I left when I saw you with someone. That it's not feeling like they actually saw you with someone, but it's like they saw you, like it's in their head. Like in their head, they saw you with someone that you deserve, and it wasn't them. Does that make sense? Like they came up with this, the illusion once again. They saw this. They saw something here, Capricorn, where they saw you with someone who treated you the way that you deserve to be treated, who loved you the way you deserve to be loved, and they realized that that wasn't them, that they can't, they're too much in this self-punishment era. And so they kind of left because they feel like they're not good enough for you, Capricorn, if that makes sense. But that's what we're seeing for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Aquarius. Pardon. Okay. Aquarius, what's being hidden from Aquarius when it comes to love? What's being hidden from Aquarius in love, please? We both know I'm not the one for you, Aquarius. My life is not as together as it seems. To be honest, I'm getting a very a very specific kind of message here, Aquarius. I'm getting this storyline, right, that this person, the version of them that you think you know, is not who they are at all. It's like this person crafted like a version of themselves to suit what you would want, what you would need. It's kind of even like they like, oh yeah, I like the same thing. I like the same thing as you, Aquarius. Oh, you like that? You like that music? You like that food? So do I. And then they sat there and they ate food that they hated, and they watched movies that they hated, and listened to music that they hated, because they were crafting this image to be kind of like you, or what they thought you wanted. It's kind of like they're not as together as they seem, because you don't know them, to be honest, Aquarius. That's what's coming through. Like, we both know that I'm not the one for you. Like, they know it, because they know that they are not even the person that you think they are. So, very interesting. Let's have a look with the lenormand as well. Aquarius, what's being hidden from Aquarius in regards to love? But yeah, it just keeps telling me that they crafted an image of what they thought you wanted, and that's who they were, and that's not who they are. And so you don't even actually, they hid their whole self from you in a lot of ways, Aquarius. What's being hidden from Aquarius when it comes to love? We have the coffin coming through first, Aquarius. So it's very interesting that the coffin is a death that brings around a rebirth. All right. So they may have hinted at the truth of who they are, but the way that they said it was, oh, the old me, the I used to be like this, I used to like that, I used to be this. But that's actually who they were. And the version of themselves they were presenting to you is who they want to be, if that kind of makes sense. I do feel as though they have stopped that behavior. With the coffin, that says it's an ending. There's an ending that's happened here, a transformation that's been taking place. They've closed the lid on, behaving that way, and they're wanting a new beginning, a new fresh start, a rebirth kind of thing. And I feel like they are going to open up to you, Aquarius. We have the key coming through next, so it's like they know that if they want an opportunity with you, if they want to reopen the door with you, that they need to open up and show you who they really are now, right? And sort of show you that they have changed. I do feel like they have, or they are in the process of that transformation, and they're like trying to find an opportunity to reopen the door with you and actually be the one for you. For some of you, they may be trying to find, it kind of feels like they're trying to find you in others as well. For some of you, they may be, they're just trying to have a brand new rebirth altogether and just find another version of you that suits them a little bit better, if that makes sense. That because they're not as together as they seem, and it's kind of like they're this Frankenstein's monster, all patched together pieces of everyone they know, and they're still trying to really find themselves, and they're kind of going through this transformation of finding that and opening themselves up to the opportunity to actually be themselves and find out who they really are. We do have the clover coming through as well. So in a hidden messages kind of reading, that kind of it is talking about, the kind of same energy as what drunk texting you might bring around, calling you when they're drunk, or taking a huge sudden impulsive leap of faith to try to get back in your good books, or try to do something rash and impulsive to show you who they really are, or those sorts of things. But for others of you, they're taking a leap of faith in other directions, other opportunities that they have around them. They're maybe jumping on in and investing elsewhere. It's not being very clear with this person. I feel like it's not being very clear about this person, because this person is still not very clear about themselves. They're still not even, it's kind of like they don't really even know who they are. They're saying, we both know that I'm not the one for you, but it's because we both know that I'm not anyone. It's kind of like they do feel like a person that like projects the people around them, that they're not, there's no clear defined, this is them, it's very muchly reflections of all the people around them. So they're slowly going through this transformation where they are sort of trying to jump in and take a chance on being a version of themselves that feels more together and held together, and like a Frankenstein's monster, they're trying to actually keep it all together and be held together, because it keeps saying my life is not as together as it seems, and it's like I'm being held together at the seams. Like, it keeps giving me this Frankenstein's monster message where they're all like patchwork pieces of all the people that they know, and they're trying to actually find who that makes them in the process. They're still trying to work out who they are. That's the basis of it, that they're still going through this transformation. They're still, trying to take chances to actually work it out, and taking whatever opportunities are kind of available to them to hold themselves together and work it all out. Does that make sense? Like, it's kind of very hard to read that person's energy, to be honest, because it's like so many different people's energies in their energy, which is, it's not them, because they don't know who they are. So maybe give this person a bit of time to work that out. Yeah, it's very interesting. I've not come across that sort of energy for a while, not going to lie. But that's what we've got for you, Aquarius. You're more than welcome to cross-watch the person's placements, or check out your other placements as well. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll move over to Pisces. Pisces, what's being hidden from Pisces when it comes to love? What's being hidden in love from our Pisces? Wow, heaps of people are getting that card today. My life is not as together as it seems. So some of you may be on the cusp with Aquarius. If that's the case, you may want to check the Aquarius reading, because they had that exact same card, but it has come up for a few other signs as well today. I knew exactly what I was doing. I'm actually getting ripped apart at the seams. It's like they knew what they were doing. They ripped this at the seams on purpose, kind of thing. They started pulling at a loose thread, and they knew that they were ripping apart the whole seam of the whole fabric of the connection. Pisces, what's being hidden from Pisces when it comes to love, please? This is like, okay, we have the crossroad coming through here. So they knew exactly what they were doing. It was a conscious choice to do it. It was a conscious choice that they made to rip this apart at the seams. It was kind of a test, if that makes sense, Pisces. Like, they're like, I'm just going to rip this apart, and because my life's not as together as it seems, because I don't feel like I've got anything in my life like sorted, I'm just going to rip this apart, and the way that it goes from here is the answer, if this makes sense. We have the sun and the whip. So, they were like, okay, well, I'm going to rip this apart at the seams, and it's either going to, reveal an opportunity for happiness, or it's going to just turn into a big fight, and it'll be, ripped into pieces. I feel like for a lot of you, it got ripped into pieces, but there was kind of, because it feels like this happiness that was never going to happen, and they knew it. I'm getting a strong blame energy here too, that they're trying to blame you for wrecking the happiness, or wrecking the potential of the happiness, because they're like, but at least I brought it to light. At least I brought it out into the open. But they knew it was going to just result in a fight. They knew it was going to be drama and tension and trouble. It's because they, they made a conscious choice, because they knew that it was going to result in a fight. They knew they were ripping apart the seams of this connection, but they're trying to cover it up with this. But I had to bring it out into the light, and, like, if you truly loved me, we'd find a way to work through it. I'm getting a lot of BS from this person, honestly. And it's because their life is not as together as it seems. That this person, they're trying to make out like they're sweet sunshine and roses, but they're not. They're not. They make these stupid decisions, and they, I feel like for a lot of you, they tried to blame you, and that was part of the conflict that arose, is that they tried to blame you for ruining their happiness. Well, what? It doesn't even make sense. They're the one that broke it all apart, and then they're trying to blame you for wrecking their happiness. They're trying to start a fight about, their happiness is more important. What? This person, the Delulu is strong with this person, Pisces. On the bottom of the deck, I have the snake. They're deluded. I hate to be so crass about this. This person is deluded. They've created this illusion in their own little head. Their life is not as together as it seems. So they've made this little illusion of, look at me, I've got everything held together. I just chase the sun. I'm happy. I just want to be happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. They're deluded. They knew exactly what they were doing. It was a conscious choice they made. And do you know what? It's coming through as well, Pisces, that this is not the first time they've done it. Whether it's not the first time they've done it to you, or whether it's not the first time they've done it to others as well. This is not the first time they've done this. This person is Delulu. They are a snake. Enough said, I suppose. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Cross-watch your person's placements as well. Definitely keep an eye out. The 1st of February, we will have the shadow work reading coming up, looking at more secrets, all right? So bringing everything out into the open this week, guys. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know if there's any topics that you want to look at for a reading in the coming week or so, and I'll see what I can do for you, all right? Thank you all for your time, and I'll see you all again soon.